Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Okay, students, so in our last class, I think we have covered this topic, ethical decisions in the workplace. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, as we have discussed in our last class that what is actually the business ethics is and what are the major ethical issues in a workplace. So as we all know that we have been describing lot many times about the code of conduct. What is code of conduct? So basically, whenever we are talking about code of conduct, it is basically a set of rules which are outlining the responsibilities or proper practices for an individual or organizations. So it is basically when we say there are lot many rules and regulations are written, that is when we talk about more than one or two rules prescribed in certain format, we say those format as code of conduct. Now basically if we see like you all have been aware about this, that how you have to behave in the class when you are having an admission in a university, what all responsibilities, roles and responsibilities have to be fulfilled, how you have to give exam, how you have to behave. So anything for performing any you can say any action or any duty, if there are certain set of rules that you have to do, so you have to attend this many classes, you have to give at least two exams, two mid-sem exams, one internal exams. So that's why so when we talk about those rules and regulations, set of rules and regulations, we termed it in a single word, that is code of conduct. So when we talk about code of conduct, you can see that it is very much related to ethics, because somewhere code of conduct again help us to decide that what is right and what is wrong for an individual. Because for after making a code of conduct, after making set of rules, you are able to decide the situation, you are able to decide your about your action, that whether you are whatever the action you are taking, whatever the decision you are taking, whatever you are doing is whether a right or wrong for the society. So whenever we talk about the workplace, so what type of ethical values that has to be performed at workplaces? So first one, if you see, is the impartiality. What do you mean by impartiality? Is that every employee should be treated equally. It this whenever there is a situation coming for any benefit, it should not be like you should not give favor to your employees, to like if there are 10 or 20 employees there in the organization, rules are different for some employees and some rules are different for other employees. So it should not be there. Each and every opportunity should be given to each and every employee. If like any event is going to happen, if any like competition is going to happen, or if any duty has to be assigned, it should be equally or you can say it should be equally distributed among all and every employees. Then responsiveness to public interest means we can say that whatever you are taking to a society, whatever you are taking from the society, in any form, it becomes a responsibility for an organization or a manager to return to it to the public. We should not perform any such activity that could harm to a public interest. Like for example, if you see like there are genuine you can see there are in at a workplace, if you see there are certain leave regulations are there, or you can see there are certain activities which has to be performed, wellness programs has to be performed, securities issues has to be taken up, safety measures has to be taken up. So all these has to be taken up for the public interest. Then accountability, if we see, accountability is like every manager has to be accountable. That means that every manager has to be answerable for his own whatever the action he is taking, whatever the roles and responsibilities he is doing. So he should be answerable to each and every duty or each and every act he is performing. So he should be accountable for each and everything, that why he is doing so, and if he is not able to perform any activity or if he is not able to perform any duty, he should be ready to answer those. He should not like अगर हम बात करें कि उसको अपनी हम कहे कि जिम्मेदारियां जो है, या अगर आप कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे तो आप किसी और पे डाल दे कि हम उसके कारण नहीं कर पाए, या उस एम्प्लॉय ने हमको प्रॉपरली रिस्पॉन्स नहीं किया इसलिए हम नहीं कर पाए. दैट शुड नॉट हैपन. यू शुड बी अकाउंटेबल दैट व्हाई इट हैजंट हैपन. क्योंकि एज अ मैनेजर यू शुड बी आंसरेबल टू ऑल द क्वेश्चंस, दैट इफ इट वाज नॉट पॉसिबल टू complete your work on the deadline, also why that happened. Then honesty, again that is the same thing. Honesty means you should be honest at any time, at any circumstances, at any situation. If you are not able to complete your task, you are not able to perform your duties, you should be honest. You should tell why that hasn't happened, because for each and every you can say duties and responsibilities, as I have already told, there are set of rules which has been defined. So if it's possible, you can be considered under those circumstances, those situations. So you should be always honest about your work related activities. There should be transparency, that is the rules and regulations should be transparent. All the duties assigned should be transparent. All the you can say all the actions that are taken against anyone should be transparent. So code of conduct, if you see, helps us to take decision in a very you can say in a very correct manner, because whenever the rules and regulations are clearly defined to each and everyone, it becomes very easy for a manager to take decisions against any if there is not work done, against any mishappening, against any action which is not profitable for an organization. So code of conduct helps us in deciding those. And last one is integrity. So what is we have already discussed many points of now what are the importance of business ethics. That is, first is long term growth. Now how we can say for the long term growth, because as we can say that the organizations always works for completing their completion of their vision and mission. So whenever we are talking about vision, you will see that every organization has a vision which is beneficial, or which are made by keeping in mind about their stakeholders. So whenever there are business ethics, means you can say कि जब भी business ethics, जब भी ethical issues follow up होते हैं किसी organization में, there is a honesty, there is a transparency, focusing on the customer relationship, focusing on your you can say integrity, quality. So ultimately you can see that there are benefits that are made to the stakeholders, some or the other way, whether it's the benefits are made to the employees or customers or shareholders, or like governments and nearby you can say localities. So it always helps us in deciding the long term growth. Then cost and risk reduction. How cost and risk, because whenever the you know what are the rules and regulations, and what are your limits in which you have to perform your duties. So it helps us in you can say ki controlling your environment, controlling your internal environment and external environment. So somehow we are ready to face the challenges, we are ready to face the problems. So as we know that if this type of situations are coming, then this type of actions can be taken up, and for all the similar situations, following actions can be taken. So it helps us in reducing the risk. Then anti-capitalist sentiment, that is the financial crisis, marked another blow for the credibility of capitalism, when resentment towards blank bailouts of the cost of fundamental rights such as education and healthcare. So again, ethics help us to decide that how the financial crisis can be handled up, whenever like there is a question on the credibility of an institute, or the you can say on the organization. So again, the ethics helps us to overcome those issues. Then limited resources, the like here we can say, as we all know that we have a limited resources, limited you can say natural resources are there. So nowadays, if the company doesn't decide, like there are lot many CSR activities going on. Every organization, it has been made compulsion in Companies Act that every organization who is earning the profit of so much amount, they have to participate in the CSR activities. Now, what do you mean by CSR activities? Are like corporate social responsibility. That is, every organization has certain responsibilities towards the society. Now, why this rule has been made? Because it has been thought that if if the organization is taking anything from the society, it becomes their moral or ethical responsibility to return it. So they can return it in any form. You see that there are many organizations who takes tree drive, or who participates in a education drive, or who participates in a health drive. So these are like their responsibilities. So ultimately their main aim is to how we can like reuse the resources, or how can we contribute to the natural resources, and how can we help in less depletion of the resources. So this is how the business ethics helps. Now when we talk about the types of ethics, there are various many types of ethics when we are following up. First, the foremost important ethics is the personal responsibility. Now, as we see, whenever we have talked about the business ethics, many times we have talked about organization, we have talked about an individual, we have talked about corporate responsibilities. So there are types of business ethics that has been classified. So first comes the personal responsibility. Now, what is personal responsibility? That is the responsibility that is carried out by each and every individual. Now, how come it is each and every individual? Is that every individual has its own personal beliefs, has its own, you can say, personal interest, which they feel that might be good for the society or not. So how can we participate that? By being honest, by being by avoiding criminals act, by obeying your elders, willing to perform accepted duties, promptly settling the dues. So these are certain personal responsibilities. You can say all those responsibilities which can be act as an individual, where or you can say where there is a individual's responsibility to do. Like for example, if I am talking about promptly settling the dues, what do we mean by here is, like, if you are taking any if you have any dues against any organization, like for example, if you all are studying over here, so it becomes your own individual responsibility to pay all the dues, pay fees on time. If like you are having anything from the cafeteria, and you are making an book, you are maintaining any account book over there, so at the end of every semester you should you should settle down all the dues in the library, in the cafeteria, everywhere. So this becomes this so this type of responsibilities are like individual responsibilities, so it is known as personal responsibility. Now, when we talk about official responsibilities, you can see here is only person or human being occupy positions. A person who is occupying a certain position should strictly follow certain norms. Now, what is official responsibility? You can say here, whenever we are sitting on certain position, like if you are HOD, head of the department, you are state head, like if you all will be working in an organization in marketing industry, or somewhere in the industry, if you are general manager, if you are some project head, or if you are some at some where you are at managerial level. So each and every position has certain responsibilities, has certain duties to perform. So ultimately you should perform those duties, those responsibilities honestly, or we can say transparently, like I have showed, that should be impartially. So you have to perform those responsibility. So this is how it differs from the in personal responsibility and official responsibility. Official responsibility is basically based on the position. Whatever the position you are holding, you have to act accordingly. Whereas personal responsibility is your individual responsibility that has to be performed. Then personal loyalties, that is loyalties of a subordinate to his supervisor. Like again, whatever the position you are holding, so you have certain loyalties, certain responsibilities towards your supervisor. So like whatever you have to report, you should report on time. Whatever the circumstances are there, you should tell those circumstances. If you are not able to perform duties, you should tell that why you have not performed the duties. If you need certain resources to complete the work assigned to you, then you should ask those you can say those needs, those resources which you want. So these are certain personal loyalties that you should have towards your for your seniors, for your superiors. Then corporate responsibilities. As we have talked that corporate has several legal entities. So you can say that these are the responsibilities that may not be identical with the personal moral codes of the manager who runs the company. These responsibilities may be internal and external. Now what do you mean by this is, like I have told about the CSR activities, corporate social responsibilities. So now here you can see these are internal and external responsibility. That is, every corporate has certain responsibilities for their internal stakeholders and for their external stakeholders, like towards their employees. That employees should be their safety, their security, their benefits. Like you can say what are all the benefits should be given, what all the facilities should be given. Like you can see there are certain corporates who gives yeah, who gives you can say services to their employees. If they want to travel somewhere, they give their services. There are welfare programs that keeps on going entire throughout the year. They give guidance to the employees, even they give guidance to their family members. So these are certain corporate responsibilities. Like there are medical conditions, medical facilities should be given up. So like nowadays you can see recently, if you all have read in the newspaper, you can see that Reliance Industry has announced that they will give vaccination to all their employees. They will bear the whatever the amount will come, they will bear that amount, they will bear that. So that is a kind of corporate responsibility, that they are thinking about their employees, their internal employees, as well as they are also thinking about their external employees, external you can say stakeholders, or about the society. Like carrying out the campaigns of, like for example, tree plantation, or somewhere in the education they hire certain schools to develop, or certain colleges to develop. So these are kind of corporate responsibilities. Now when you are talking about organizational loyalties, that is loyalty towards the organization as an entity that goes beyond their personal interest. This loyalty has arisen out of love and affection. This factor can be stimulated effectively. If so, the employees will work hard. Now, what do we mean by here is, like there are certain organizational loyalties. Like for example, if even if I am not being paid for certain time period, certain limit, but if I have been asked about certain work to carry out, because of like all the benefits, or all the like if I feel that organization is taking care of me, my family members, or any or they are taking care, so it becomes my responsibility that I should also respond, I should also become loyal to them. Like I should not pass any information from our organization to the competitors, or whenever there are certain decisions that has to be taken in favor of our organization, I should participate, I should give my all inputs to those participations, so that the organization can grow. Then economic interest, you can say economic responsibility is that this type of morality guides the individual's action of an economic nature. For instance, some businessmen think it's immoral to borrow. However, this type of people is very rare to see. Here you can see that many times you will find many individuals who don't like to ask money from other individuals. They want to fight on their own, even if they are feeling like कि हम लोगों को जरूरत है, हमें ग्रो करने की जरूरत है, बट स्टिल वी आर लाइक कि नहीं, हम नहीं पूछेंगे, हम किसी से हेल्प नहीं लेंगे इकोनॉमिकली व्हेन वी आर नॉट आस्किंग एनी हेल्प. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आप देखते होंगे ऐसे काफ़ी बिजनेसमैन होते हैं, ऐसे काफ़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होती है जो लॉस में जा रही होती है, बट स्टिल दे आर नॉट रेडी टू टेक एनी इकोनॉमिक हेल्प फ्रॉम अदर्स. सो दिस इज अगेन इकोनॉमिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. देन टेक्निकल morality. This is one of the most important morality, that is these are certain ethical standards that are set, like code of conduct set from them by concerned institutions. Each and every you can say occupation has certain institutions. They those institutions bind their employees, or you can say bind their individuals from certain rules and regulations. Like for example, a doctor is bounded by a doctor council. Like they have certain set of code of conduct which they have to anyhow perform. Like for example, if you will see that they the foremost important rule is that whatever the medical conditions are there, if their patients doesn't allow them to discuss with their family members, or if their patient doesn't want to get open their reports or any type of situation, so their doctor is like binded that he will not disclose any personal information to any other any other individual than the patient. Similarly, lawyers are bounded that whatever they are doing, whatever the problem is, whatever the case is, they can only discuss with their client. Other than the client, they are not bounded that they should not discuss. It is there. So these are certain responsibilities which are you can say certain responsibilities or certain code of conduct that are bounded by the institutions and that are made for each and every professions. Then legal responsibility, it refers to the responsibility imposed by law. What are all illegals are supposed to be unethical, everyone should be a law binding citizen. So whatever is you can say illegal here means whatever is in our law, whatever is defined not right are considered unethical. Like for example, if in our law it has been decided that smoking in a you can say in an open environment is illegal, so it is an unethical practice. So even if you are having, that is unethical. Even if you consider it to be correct, even if you consider it to be like right for yourself, but it is a illegal practice. So similarly, whatever we can say, whatever is defined in the law as an illegal has to be considered as unethical practice. So this is a very common statement you can see, or you can say that most of the time we are very much confused between these two, that is ethics the same as being lawful? Fine. So now here you can see, as we know that what is ethics? Ethics is about what is right and what is wrong, whereas law defines what about what is lawful and what is unlawful. So in my last slide, as I have already told, that whatever is unlawful is automatically considered as unethical practices. So what do you mean by lawful here is anything that is abided by the law, anything that comes under the law. Now what law means, whatever is like we have certain decisions that has already been taken by the law which are legal and not legal. So whenever anything which is legally not correct is automatically considered as unethical practices. So now what are the sources of ethics? First most source is genetic inheritance, that is the qualities of goodness is a product of genetic traits strengthened over time by the evolutionary process. So why it is said as genetic inheritance? Because most of the times we will see that for each and every individual it is genetically inherited about the qualities, you can say that they know what is right and wrong. Like आप देखते होंगे, आप कई बार आप बात करते होंगे, किसी से पूछते होंगे कि अरे ये तुम्हें कहाँ से पता है, या तुम ऐसा कैसे करते हो, तो वो कहते हैं नहीं मैंने मेरे पेरेंट्स को देखा है, या मेरे पेरेंट्स हमेशा से ऐसा करते आए हैं, या मैंने मेरे एल्डर्स को देखा है वो हमेशा से करते आए। तो सो यू कैन सी समवेयर और द अदर कहीं ना कहीं जो आपके एल्डर्स होते हैं, जो आपके बड़े होते हैं, उनकी जो इमेजेस होती हैं या उनका जो बिहेवियर होता है वो कहीं ना कहीं आप में रिफ्लेक्ट होता है। सो जेनेटिक इनहेरिटेंस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट सोर्स ऑफ ethics. Then second is religion. Religion again, it helps us in focusing various types of societal ethics. Religion helps us how to behave in society. uh, each and every religion has its own, you can say, has its own benefits, his or own uh, many ethical values which they transfer to the society. There are lot many good sayings in the religion which if an individual follows, they can form their own ethics, they have a very good guidance, they can very easily guide themselves as between good and right. So religion again help us in deciding our ethical values. Then philosophical systems. Now what do you mean by philosophical systems? Is like our leaders are there are many people who would be following many leaders, like some of you might be following Modi, some of you might be following to Amit Shah, some of might be following some other leaders, some guru or Sadguru or somewhere. So these basically we are not following them, we are following their philosophies which we want. Like if we follow those philosophies, it might be easy for us to make decisions. Like many of them might be following Vivekanand's saying, many of them might be following Mahatma Gandhi's saying. So it might be possible that those who are following Vivekanand, others might not feel good, but ultimately it might help some individuals to decide what is right and wrong. Then again, cultural experiences. What do you mean by cultural experiences? Is that we know that India is a very diverse country, and there are lot many cultures that are followed from, you can say, from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There are large varieties of culture that has been followed. So if you can see, if anyone who is traveling from one point to the another point of a country, you can see he would be seeing many types of culture. So again he could see that what are the good and what are the bad about various cultures, and if he or she might want, they can adopt different cultures. Like many of you would be traveling from south, from your hometown to here in North India, so you might feel some cultural gaps, some cultural barriers over here, but it might be there that might be you feel that yes, those cultural barriers are good, so we can adopt those cultural barriers. Similarly, if someone going from North India to east or south, similarly if they want, they can follow those. So again, cultural experiences helps. Then ultimately the legal system, that is law, represents a rough approximation of society's ethical standards. Again you can see that various states, various places have different legal systems, although our entire nation is having a single legal system, but still there are certain rules and regulations, certain legal entities which are only followed on certain states, which are different for different states, different places, you can say. So again the legal system help us to decide what is right and wrong. So you can see here that these are the various sources of ethics which helps us in developing our ethical values, you can say, or helps us in deciding the code of conduct, that how an individual has to perform in a society, how an individual has to perform against other individuals. So we can stop over here, students. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you all will be coming to classroom? In a
Saturday
physical
को है ना
mode,
class?
I mean to say.
हम सैटरडे को है, सॉरी सैटरडे नहीं, फ्राइडे को है ना नेक्स्ट क्लास, मे भी तब आ जाए।
Okay. Okay. So as in my last class also I have asked many of you. So today I think there is a maximum strength of 54 students. So can we have some assignment in next week or quiz next week? Hello.
Okay, ma'am.
On next Monday, can we have quiz?
Assignment is okay, ma'am.
Not quiz?
It's up to you, ma'am.
Okay.
But I would rather have
So
assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
we
can
can
have.
have one quiz on Monday. Will it be okay? Because I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
6 or 7 classes are already held. So we can have one quiz
Yes,
at
ma'am.
least.
It's
है ना?
okay.
So
Yes.
what I will do is I will complete my this topic by Friday. Our next class is on Friday, so I will complete this topic, and till the course which I have completed till Friday, that will be considered for the quiz that will held on Monday. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Okay,
please
ma'am.
please communicate CR Pradyuman.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So please communicate this thing in your class. Those who are not here at present, please communicate to them also that whatever the syllabus I will complete by Friday, that syllabus will be considered for a quiz that will held on Monday at same time.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Okay, then.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, then thank you, students.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, can you please provide these PPTs?
Yeah, that I will share. That I will share.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.